have a very special guest. I have Lily, Lily Brasch. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Lily Brasch. I like to go by Lily B now.
Lily
I
B.
live
I
with
love it.
a I live with a neuromuscular condition. It's called central nuclear myopathy, and it basically prevents muscle growth. So, despite that, I've developed a strong love for bodybuilding and weightlifting, and I competed in my first competition this past
Yes.
September.
Yes. So I want to stop you right there. And I want to say, congratulations. That is something huge. A lot of us watching are in the bodybuilding community. And I always like to tell people that probably less than 1% of the population will ever know what it's like to step on a bodybuilding stage. And that is something that you've achieved and something that you have done. So, congratulations, huge congratulations just for making it to the stage. All right, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that's incredible. I did not know that. When you shared that with me, um, wow, puts a different perspective. That's incredible. And congratulations to everyone who has the courage to do it.
So I want to ask you this. Do you find any similarities with, because now that you have actually been behind stage at a bodybuilding show and had the opportunity to meet people that are involved in this sport, do you see any similarities to what your day to day life is like compared to maybe something that a competitive bodybuilder is doing to achieve their goals to get to the stage?
Um, do I see similarities?
Just the
Yes,
mindset, discipline.
yes, and I think that's why a large part of why I felt so filled with emotion and community was because I saw that in them. The fellow competitors was this incredible mindset. You set a goal for yourself and you do whatever it takes every day to get there. Um, despite your challenges, despite the fact that others may have it easier, others may have it harder, everyone has the same goal and the same strength, and that's why it's a community.
Absolutely. Welcome to our community.
And I just feel so welcomed like never before. And it's interesting because technically, on paper, I shouldn't be. I'm not able to build muscle. Yet the fact that I set a goal for myself, the fact that I have a passion is enough to get me included. And that's incredible.
Yes. Now, what was one of the biggest challenges for you to to get onto a bodybuilding stage? Because if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but at some point in your life, you were told that lifting weights at any level was not recommended and shouldn't be done. It could possibly do more harm than good. And that was something. Was that something that you sat down with your family and your doctors with and said, you know what? I think that's a risk I'm willing to take because it was something that you felt passionate about was getting stronger, right?
Yes, something I felt passionate about was getting stronger and, if not physically, at least mentally. So competing was in my head. It was like, why would you ever even try? Why would you put yourself into such a situation where you're looked at for everything that I was once embarrassed about, my smaller muscles, the way I walk, the way I climb stairs. And I started having those thoughts, and I said to myself, if these thoughts are so extreme, if I'm actually this scared, then I must conquer that fear and I must compete. And months later, I'm meeting incredible people who believe in me also, who made the idea seem even more real.
Yes.
So, yeah,
Wow. That's amazing. What are some of the benefits you've experienced from working with weights?
benefits. Um, I have more, definitely more confidence mentally and physically. I feel more stable. I feel proud at every weight, at every number that I can go higher. I feel um, blessed, and I'll tell you, I get emotional thinking about it, but every time I'm laying on my back lifting those weights, and they can be as small as 2 pounds to as big as 20, sometimes 25. If I'm really stubborn and I convince my trainer to let me do it, then we can get 25. Um, but I do it, and when I'm doing it, I think to myself, this is for the kids. As much pain as it causes me, this is for the kids with muscular dystrophy who cannot do it. I will do it for them.
I love that. So muscular dystrophy, this was something you were born with, correct?
Correct.
And is your case a little different? Is it a little more rare?
Yes, my condition is called centronuclear myopathy.
Hmm.
It's a very, very rare form of muscular dystrophy. I think there's 19 documented cases worldwide, documented, but um, and to me, it's a blessing because I have just enough strength to speak. I have just enough strength to walk. Um, and I was given just enough strength to do what I want to do, to live the life I want to live, to make the change I want to make, to be a symbol for those who are given not enough strength.
Right, right.
Because yeah, yeah,
Now, one of the huge things that you are doing to help spread that message and to give more hope to the children is you said you had um, joined with MDS. Tell us about that and what that means to you, being a voice, being an advocate.
yeah. So I want to eventually, um, well, we're raising money for muscular dystrophy in our next event, and I would like to one day join even further with um, MDA, the Muscular Dystrophy Association, and well, my personal dream is I want to be the big sister that encourages these kids to reach for the stars, to show them they can do what they want to do. If they want to lift muscles, I want to lift weights. I mean, I want to be there to help them. Um, yeah.
I love it. Okay, hold on. I'm going to introduce us one more time. Hold on. Um, all right, guys. So we have been live on YouTube, but if you are just joining us here on Facebook, I am with Lily B, and she is sharing her story with us. She was born with a rare case of muscular dystrophy, and I'm just going to recap really quick. Just this year, she actually stepped on a bodybuilding stage. She competed at the NGA Bluegrass Bodybuilding Championships on September 26th up in Lexington, Kentucky. So that alone is sending a message that no matter what, if you put your mind to it and you persevere and set a goal, you can do anything. She is in a bodybuilding show when her condition literally it prevents you from building muscle. The one thing that we as bodybuilders are meant to do. But I just love the entire message that this sends. And you are very proud of yourself. You stepped on that stage, you conquered your fear is what you had told me, that it was something you were very fearful of. And I think that is something that all of us fear, getting onto a public stage and being judged and looked over by a panel of judges. I sometimes think to myself, we are all a bunch of crazy people for putting ourselves through this. But at the end of the day, it's all about conquering our fears and being winners, just stepping on that stage, because we've all we're there. We did it. That's the end. That's the end of the line for us, walking away with trophies and wins and championships. That's great, but it's not, it wasn't the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal was to say that we could do it, and we did it. Now, the message that you're also sending is that you want to be a voice for there's kids out there that are seeing this, that may struggle with the same insecurities or have the same condition that you have, and it's inspiring them that not to limit themselves. I mean, I've seen you hiking. I've seen videos of you doing incredible things. So I know this isn't the only fear that you've conquered.
Yes, thank you for such a wonderful introduction.
Yeah.
That was wonderful. Yes, it's about that's what I've seen my mentors do is every day, every moment, conquer your fears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have it within us.
Yes. Now, I also want to say, with all of this being said and all of the things that you are doing, you're working on a bigger project, something more public that's going to reach more people and inspire an even larger, maybe even worldwide audience. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that? And I'm very excited for you about this, but tell us a little bit about that and just about the process and what you think of all of it and how you're digesting it all.
Wow, a big question. I never really, yeah. The big project, it's called Die Strong documentary. And
you're the star.
Yes, sounds weird to hear, but it's going to show the struggles of living with MD, mental and physical, living with muscular dystrophy, and then shine light upon one of my biggest goals, which was to compete in a bodybuilding competition. And first of all, I need to touch upon how wonderful of a competition it was. And you'll see that in the film. Maybe you've seen it on social media already. But Josh, the promoter, has went out of his way to give me an experience that I will never forget. And I will share it with my kids, Josh and Melissa. And they didn't have to do all the extra stuff they did to make me feel welcomed, but they did. And it's like
They're
You'll see in the film.
wonderful.
Yeah.
They're wonderful.
But yeah, you'll see in the film Die Strong. But before that day, I have, and I didn't say this to many people, but I had never ever, received recognition or any type of award. And I have 5 siblings, and they're very accomplished. So to have that moment was something I'll never forget. So
Aw.
yeah, so the film Die Strong really touches upon that journey and how you have the choice to live weak in fear, or you have the choice to fight every day and die strong. Leave your imprint, leave your message.
I love that. I think this film is going to inspire people beyond the scope of the people you're trying to reach. I think the everybody can be inspired by this, no matter where you are physically, mentally. Um, it's a powerful message, and the thing I love most is uh, not only did you conquer your fears, make a dream come true, but you really found a community, like you said earlier, that embraces you and encourages you and is excited for you. And I think even just after this, you're going to have, I'm hoping, some new followers and a whole new group of people that are following you and encouraging you. And I know there's a few people watching right now that are actually going to be competing in one of Josh's shows up in Kentucky next year. So it's you'll notice that this is such a small niche, this natural bodybuilding community, and you will meet and cross paths with so many people and network and stay connected through social media. So you're gonna have a lot of cheerleaders as your documentary gets closer to being released. Yes, very excited for you. Now,
Thank
you
you,
said
thank
you
you.
had 5 siblings. What did they think? What did they think about you pursuing these goals?
Um, they're my main support. So
Yes.
when I said, I'm competing, it's like this look on their face, like, oh, okay. But then they know that when I say I'm doing something, I'm going to do it. So they encouraged me. But I also think that me actually doing it opened up their eyes
Right.
even more so to the possibilities.
I love that. And now what what age were you when you decided that you wanted to be more physically active and do like weight training, whether it was just for like physical therapy or for building muscle and getting stronger? At what age did you have to make a decision to maybe go against what some doctors were recommending that you don't do? I mean, at what point were you like, no, no, this is what I want to do. And I feel like this is the direction that is right for me. And you kind of stepped away from like the medical recommendations. When did that happen for you?
Um, Sorry. I was 18. And I just, yeah, I just decided I like the title. I wanted to, if anything, die strong. I don't want to live weak anymore. And while I respect the advice of the doctors, like that I received when I was 16, I couldn't accept it. Um, as long as I'm living, I will push myself I will fight, and I will show others who are living with conditions what they can do. And there's always risk. It's not just my situation. You know, there's a risk of getting into a car. There's a risk of going onto a plane. There's always a risk. Don't live in fear. And that's what I realized when I was 18 years old. Don't live in fear.
Yes, that in itself is a powerful message too. So we have the documentary. Do you know when that is going to be, like when the timeline is for that? When should we be looking for it?
We should have it released in early February. Probably.
Oh, wow. That's really coming up quick.
I'm really excited, yeah.
Now you had a chance to sit down and talk to somebody who is also very special. And I actually have his book right here behind me, Zion Clark. And I know a lot of the athletes had a chance to meet him. He was at Josh's show at the Bluegrass Bodybuilding Championships. He was there just as a spectator, and I think he might have even done some motivational speaking at that event. What was it like to share your stories together? Like, how powerful was that to sit down and talk with him?
Yeah, that was incredible. I absolutely am inspired by the man Zion is. I am driven by his successes, by his drive, his attitude. He's an incredible, incredible man, athlete, and speaker, as many people know. I came across his page a year or so ago, and I became a fan instantly. And I said to my dad, who I was starting this platform with, I said, I want to speak with him. I want to hear his story. I want to share my story. And I got that chance. So to hear Zion share his story and to share my story with him gave me a sense of comfort, a sense of love and unity. And his story gives me confirmation that I can do whatever I want.
Yes, and I think you're going to meet more people along the way in your journey. I got it. Thank you. Sorry, my computer was dying. I had a tech come in here. No, so I think you're going to meet more people along the way that that you share this message with, and I think together you guys are going to make an even bigger impact and get more information out there and inspire even a larger crowd. So, yes, and this book, by the way,
his book's incredible.
It was so great. It's signed, by the way, so that's pretty cool.
Lucky. Such a cool book.
It is, and it's not what I expected, but it is more. It's more. They call it a children's book. The way that it's written is just so beautiful. But I would say this would be a great gift for people for the holidays or for any time. It brings everybody back to reality and makes everybody feel grateful because he's so positive and uplifting. It makes you so grateful for what we have and what we're given and what we have to work with. When you see someone and you listen, and like you said, I follow him and he's hilarious. He has such a great sense of humor.
Funny. He's so funny.
It has not dampened his spirit at all. And
yeah.
So anyway, good stuff.
It's a great book, full of positivity.
Yes.
And inspiration.
Yeah, so I want to thank you so much for coming on here tonight. This was awesome. And I want everyone to start following you and getting excited for your documentary because no matter where we are in our journeys, you are an inspiration. When you had originally reached out to me and were filling me, telling me all these positive things and how I inspire you, and, you know, I started to learn more about your story. You are definitely the one that inspires me. And I know this whole natural bodybuilding community because this is what we stand for, you know, and a word that you two use that I absolutely love is inclusive. That word can have so much meaning across so many different platforms, is including everyone. And I think our sport does a very good job at doing that, to the point where I would like to see Zion on a bodybuilding stage one day.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and it will be
That would be
done.
cool.
That would be cool. But yeah, that's a word that I think I would like to say our natural building bodybuilding community possesses, and that's inclusive and including everyone. So yeah,
For
that
sure.
word I want to thank you guys for using, and that's my that's it. But is there anything else
Yeah.
you wanted to add tonight? I wanted to throw up so people can follow you. YouTube, Lily Brasch, right there on the screen.
Yep.
You're also on Instagram, which I've seen lately. I've enjoyed your posts on Instagram.
I
Um,
hope they can bring some positivity.
yeah, yes. Now, is there any other places people can go to follow you or reach you? Um,
This is if you want to check out the website. I mean, there's some
yes.
cool stuff. borntoprove.com. But other than that, I just want to leave you guys with the message that I hope I can give by continuing to face my fears. That we all, every single one of us, has the choice to live weak or die strong.
I love
And I
that.
want to thank you, Samantha, so much for having me. Um, this was awesome. It's great to talk with you.
Yes. And will you be on another bodybuilding stage anytime in the future?
Never say never. I
Never
hope
to say
so.
never. Good. Well,
Never say never.
if you ever need help or have any questions, you know, you can reach out to me and probably anybody in that's been watching or is going to start following you. Yeah, everyone is always willing to help and share information. So I would
Thank
love
you.
to be
Thank
that
you.
person that you feel like you can reach out to. And anything that has to do with bodybuilding, I can definitely answer those questions for you. I know
Awesome. Thank you.
posing is always it's always something that all of us can improve on, even at a pro level. So yeah, that's and one of
Okay.
the hardest
Awesome.
things to conquer
Hmm.
for everybody. Good. Lily, well, you have a wonderful evening
You
and
too.
enjoy this chilly weather that I know you're probably starting to experience up there.
Yes. Hmm.
I'll send some Florida sunshine your way.
Please. That would be awesome.
All right. You have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you, Samantha.